Hello everyone, I am Siddhi Lokre, pursuing BTech in CSE-AIML. Welcome to this video where we all talk about one of the most important aspects of machine learning, that is understanding data. We will cover what data is, why it's crucial, how it's prepared, and the challenges and future trends you should be aware of. By the end of the video, you will have a clear idea how data forms the backbone of any machine learning model. Let's start with the basics. Data is the fuel that powers a machine learning model. Just like a car can move without a fuel, a machine learning model can't learn without a data. The model learns by finding patterns in the data and using those patterns to make predictions. For example, imagine you want to build a spam detection system. The model needs lots of examples of emails, some spam and some not spam, to learn which emails to block. If the data is incomplete, noisy, or biased, the model may fail to identify spam emails correctly. That's why understanding data is the first step to building successful machine learning solutions. Next is types of data. First, structured data. Structured data is organized and easy to use. It's arranged in rows and columns like a table. For example, a customer's database with name, age, gender, and purchase history. Because it's clean and well formatted, it's easier for machines to learn from structured data using tools like SQL or Excel. Next is unstructured data. Unstructured data doesn't have a fixed format. It's often messy and harder to process. Examples include images from social media, text documents like emails or reviews, and videos or audio files like podcast. Even though it's more complex, it holds important insights like customer feedback or medical images that can be used for predictions. Semi-structured data. Semi-structured data is a mix between structured and unstructured data. It's not as organized as structured data but still has labels or tags to help process it. For example, JSON or XML files are used in apps and websites. Emails have structured headers and unstructured content, and log files record events with timestamps. Next, we will see types of features. Feature comes in different forms, and understanding these types is essential. First, we have numerical features. These are continuous or discrete numbers like age, temperature, or number of purchase. Then we have categorical features, where data is divided into categories like gender or color. Ordinal, ordinal features are categories with an order, for example, education level, like high school, bachelor's, or master degrees. We can also create new features from existing ones. For example, using weight and height, we can calculate BMI, which may be more useful for predictions than using raw data alone. Next, we will see how data is prepared. Once we have data, we need to perform it before feeding it into model. First, data is collected from various sources like database, APIs, or sensor. For example, an e-commerce website collects data from user purchase and browsing patterns. Next, we clean the data by filling missing values or removing errors. If a customer's age is missing, we might replace it with the average age from the dataset. Then we transform the data to make it easier for the model to process. This could involve scaling numerical data or encoding categorical into numbers. Finally, the data is split into three parts: training data for learning, validation data for tuning, and test data to check how well the model performs on new challenges. Next, we will see the challenges and limitations. Of course, working with data isn't always easy. There are several challenges. Noisy data can confuse the model and lead to incorrect prediction. For example, a typo in customer's information could mislead the model. Another issue is imbalanced data. In fraud detection, fraudulent transactions are much rarer than legitimate ones. If not handled properly, the model may ignore fraud cases entirely. Next is high dimensionality. When there are too many features, the model may overfit or take too long to learn. Lastly, the privacy concerns are very important. Sensitive data like medical reports must be protected to prevent misuse or data breach. Next, we will see the summary of the video. To summarize, data is the heart of the machine learning. Features give the model context and targets, define what it needs to predict. Preparing the data properly ensures better learning and more accurate predictions. At the same time, challenges like noise, imbalance, and privacy must be addressed for ethical and effective solutions. Thank you.